Okay, I've had a few emails this morning from students who were a little bit confused by the worksheets that were sent out, so I'm just very quickly going to go through with you how I'd expect it to be completed. So on the pie chart below, plot this data, so that's the data that we're referring to here. It says label the scale first. At the top of the scale is 0%, so that's there at 12 o'clock. Then each notch clockwise around the pie chart is an additional 5%. So we're going 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Make sure that you don't miscount like I did there. 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. Obviously the whole thing makes up 100 and this should all add up to 100. The first ethnicity that we're going to plot here is the white ethnicity with a percentage of 77%. So counting from here, we need to find where 77 would be. Now you're going to have to estimate a little bit. It's going to be between 75 and 80 and slightly closer to 75. So that first one, and that's probably more 76%, isn't it? But that's roughly, perhaps I should have actually drawn it to there, but that's roughly where we should be. So that section now of the pie represents the white ethnicity. The next ethnicity is the Pakistani ethnicity, which is of 10%. So starting from here now, we have to count on 10%. So that would be about 5%. That there would then be about 10%. So we draw our second in there. And what we can do, just so that we know which is which, Pakistani. The next one then, Bangladeshi, that's 7%. So that would probably be about 5%. Add on a little bit more. And I'm not expecting people to be 100% spot on accurate here. I certainly am not being. It's about getting the proportions right and then obviously labelling in there Pakistani. So that's how you go about creating the pie chart. What you can do, down at the bottom it says, when completed you need to design and use an appropriate key. You could shade it in. I mean, white, you could just leave as blank. Pakistani, then you could pick a colour, maybe, I don't know, blue, Pakistani. Shade that section of the pie in blue and then shade in the box there on the table. Bangladeshi might be green. Shade that in green and then shade. So that's the way of doing the pie chart. The choropleth map is just basically a colour-coded map where the value is represented by colour. So I've given you all of the values here. We usually start from lightest colour to darkest colour. So what I'd say first of all is pick a colour and then shade in. Obviously take a bit more time than I have done and neatly shade in. Now anything that's going to have a value of 0 to 9, I'm going to shade in yellow. And I'm just picking colours at random here. Anything that has got a value of 10 to 19, I'm going to shade in blue. Anything that's got a value of 20 to 29, I'm going to shade in orange, and so on. So I'm going to pick up the yellow pencil, have a look down here and see, well, there's two there, two areas, Saddleworth North and Saddleworth South, that have got a value between 0 and 9. So I'm going to shade those areas in yellow. To work out what those areas are, it's number 13 and number 14. So that's here and here. So what I would then do, nice and neatly, you can shade the whole thing in. Very good for your mindfulness as well here, a bit of colouring in. Really nice and therapeutic. Obviously I'm not going to do the whole thing because then I'm doing the work for you. So if I shade in all of 13 and 14, then anything between values of 10 to 19 definitely Shaw there, 10 to 19. So area 15 there. We'll shade in. Again, you can be a bit more neat, take a bit more time over it than I'm doing here. Shading 15. Any more from 10 to 19? Nope, that's the only one there. And then 20 to 29, I think we're probably going to have some more of these. Yeah, certainly we've got Chadderton Central, Crompton, Failsworth East, Royton North, Royton South, Saddleworth West and Lees, St James. All of those then I would be shading in orange and then going through. So the entire area here of this map will be shaded in colours. If you are going to take your time over it, and one thing that we usually do with choropleth mapping is we start with the lighter colour at this end and work up to darker colours as the value increases. Anyway, I hope that helps. And again, if anyone needs any further clarification on this, then send me an email and I'll see what I can do to help you out.